Quick revision for you guys on higher. Andrew invests $4,500 in a savings account for 2 years. The account pays a compound interest at a rate of 3.4% per year. It's asking you to calculate how much he has in savings at the end of 2 years. So we're going to use this formula that I've put here. So the amount, we don't know what that is yet. That's our question. So we pop that there. That's the unknown. That's what we don't know. Principal amount is 4,500. And we're going to pop it up round 1 plus rate, which is 3.4. We're going to divide by 100, so we get our decimal, and our years here is 2. So all we've done is plug in our information. So you need to know this formula to be able to do that. Otherwise, you wouldn't know where to plug anything. So as I always stress, yes, you've got a calculator. No, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy, because you've still got to understand and remember formulas. So you're going to end up with the amount equals, so sorted out the brackets first. Which gives me 1 plus 0.034 2. So I've sorted out the middle of the brackets. So if we just put all that together. Make sure you leave plenty of room when you're doing this in your book. So then the answer will be, when you put all this together here into your calculator, because you're going to pop all this into your calculator and it's going to spit out an answer. The answer it spits out is 4811.202. But I'm just going to make this tidy around it. So the amount equals £4,811.20. So it's all about this formula. You need to understand it, write it down in your revision book. And once you get the formula in your head, you'll be all right with these kinds of questions. But like I said, revise these and know how to use your calculator. Next one, solve 5x minus 14 equals 5 to the power of 2, should that be? No, it's 52. Sorry, I thought it was a power of 2 and I'd misput it. So let's get to it. Let's get all our x's on its own. So I'm going to do 5x. I'm taking that over the equal sign, which gives me plus x. And then I've got 52 here. Taking the 14 over, which is plus 14. And then this becomes 6x equals 66. And then we're going to divide our 6. So x equals 11. So that's a nice one, that is, isn't it? So this question, I've done a bit of pre-planning because I know it's easier when it's a heavily worded question. Chris, Debbie and Errol share some money in the ratio 3 to 4 to 2. Debbie gets £120. So I've done my sections here. Chris, Debbie and Errol, 3, 4, 2. I've done usual, find out the parts, 3, 4, 2 equals 9 parts. And it's telling me that Debbie gets £120. Now, to find one cost, one amount here, one part of the ratio, we need to divide this by how many parts Debbie has, because we know she's got £120. So we divide that by 4 parts, which gives you 30. So I now know that each part here, including Debbie's, is £30. So Chris has got 30 times 3, which is, so we have 90. And here we obviously have 60. Right. We've sorted out the first part of this question. Chris then gives some of his share to Debbie and some of his share to Errol. The money that Chris, Debbie and Errol each have is now in the ratio 253. How much money did Chris give to Errol? So the first protocol is share a new ratio. So let's find our new ratio. So we have 9 parts times by 30, which gives us £270. So let's find out what our new amount is. So to do that, we'd the same in the new ratio, 253. We've added them up and we've got 10 parts. So now we're going to do exactly the same here. So the new amount will be 270 divided by our new parts, which is 10, which then leaves us with £27. So each of these is 27. Same again. So the next step is quite simply work out these. 27 times 2, 54. 27 times 5, 135. 27 times 3 is 81. So how much money did Chris give to Errol? Well, Errol had £60. Let's just pop that there. So Errol had £60. And he now has 81. So all we're going to do is what he's got now, subtract what he had, and the answer is £21. So these kinds of questions, I think this is worth 4 marks. So it's a good mark question, but it's all about breaking down the questions. Do one step at a time. Otherwise, you'll make a mistake. Okay? Speak soon, guys. Toodle pip.